What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan back with another video, and today I'm going over some silver players to target for gold and probably for a long-term hold. First one that I do like is Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers, very young kid in Miami. The reason that I like him is his numbers are just really impressive, and I always like players that play for bad teams and are playing exceptionally well. And especially teams that don't have like many golds, many diamonds, stuff like that. So makes me like them a lot more. But Trevor Rogers this season has a 7-3 record. Yet again, the records don't mean as much, but still, 1.87, which is fourth lowest in the league among starting pitchers. 81 innings pitched and 95 strikeouts, so definitely gets a decent amount of strikeouts. 26 walks, which is pretty high, but for a rookie, I don't find that bad. 102 whip has to do with a lot of those walks. Does give up quite a bit hits, but seems to find a way to get out of it. The 199 batting average against you. Just another stat that gets out of it. But he is a 78 overall. I think a lot of people, as you can see, around a little bit ago, his price did spike up to that 1,000 range. So a lot of people did think he was going to go gold. He's went down a little bit. If you buy him just right here and there, it's 920 stubs or a buy order for about 725, somewhere around there. The reason I like him is more long term. I definitely think he should be able to hit gold this roster update with the potential to go long term diamond if he continues pitching as good as he is. He's not a huge strikeout pitcher by any means, but he does seem to get out of innings where he gives up a lot of base runners. So that's one reason I like him. Like I said, the price is a little higher than I like to target. We usually try to find the cheaper players, but I'm more confident in Trevor Rogers long term than more short term, but still love him at this overall rating. All right, guys. The next player that I have targeted is Sean Manaea or Manaea. The reason that I like Sean Manaea here is not fully on the season. I mean, his numbers on the season aren't terrible, but they're not as good as somebody that you would expect being in the Golden Diamond. But his numbers are improving as the games go on. About the last month of games, about 5 starts for him. He's 3-0. He has a .84 ERA, which is second lowest among starting pitchers in that time. He does have the complete game shutout that he got. 32 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, so not crazy with the strikeouts. Does have 10 walks, which is pretty high for pitchers around that area. Got a 1.08 whip and a 214 batting average. So his numbers aren't crazy good. The reason I do like him in this spot, he is going to need a big boost to hit gold. But yet it just seems like he keeps pitching better and better, like I said, as the season goes on. And the reason I like him right now is you can get him for about 375 stubs if you buy him just plain, or about 225 if you make a buy order. So he's kind of really cheap right now for how well he's pitching. Not huge on him long term, but as a short term, maybe within this roster update, the next roster update, we could see him hit gold easily. And for a guy that's selling for about 225, you make a decent amount of stubs on him now versus Friday if he gets the big boost to about a 78, 79, somewhere around there. Most players around the 78, 79 go up quite a bit, and they only continue to go up up until the roster update, and then they kind of plummet if they don't hit that next tier. So Sean Manaea is definitely somebody that I'm targeting right now. Alright, guys, we do have a closer for the next player we're targeting, and that is Brad Hand. Reason we're going after Brad Hand is his numbers are really impressive, especially of the last month. So I'll just read you off the last month of games for him. He is 2-0, a 1.26 ERA. He's 10 out of 10 for saves and save opportunities. The 14 innings pitched. He only has 12 strikeouts, so it's kind of low compared to most closers. Most of them average 1 to 2 strikeouts an inning. He's less than 1 strikeout an inning. He does have a .84 whip, which isn't too bad if you look at some of the numbers of the other closers around that area. In a 146 batting average, still not too bad around that area. On the season for Brad Hand, he's got a 4-2 record, 15 saves, 29 strikeouts in 29 innings. So it just seems strikeouts per innings last month hasn't been too high, but he does have a perfect 10 for 10 record in save opportunities. Out of his 76 overall, yet again it goes the same thing as Sean. The reason I do like him a little more right now is his price. His price is actually incredibly low for how good of a month he just had. I can easily see him hitting probably, my goal is probably around a 78, 79. If he ends up hitting gold later in the season, you're looking at about 8 to 900 stubs profit per card that you own of him. So you could be looking at a hefty payout the way he keeps playing, and Washington's playing better, and that goes into Brad Hand getting more saves and stuff like that. But yeah, Brad Hand is a name that I love, and I'll throw out a bonus one really quick. Alex Reyes, even though he's a bronze, not a silver, I still think he is very cheap for how well he is doing this season. I don't think someone like Reyes should be this low. Last month he really hasn't had that much opportunities for saves. But if you look at him in the year, I know a lot of people at one point were really high on him, as I was too. I didn't get too invested into him either. And the only reason, he's got a perfect save rate. He's 17 for 17. He does have a 4-2 record, but he has quite a bit blown saves. He has 29 walks, which is almost 10 more than any other closer in the league right now. And his whip is a 1.33, so it's kind of worrisome. The thing is, he's got a 134 batting average against, which is not that bad for how high his whip is. And he does have 46 strikeouts in 33 innings pitched. So Alex Reyes is a bonus player. I know he's a bronze, but still somebody to look at upcoming this season. All right, guys, the next player that we have targeted is Jonathan Schoop. As of late, I mean, on the season, I think he's been overperforming expectations. 274 batting average, 330 on base percentage, hitting 71 for 259 with 13 home runs. So it's nothing too crazy. The thing I do want to point out is just his last month, and that's what I kind of want to target and find value at. So the last month, he is hitting 346 and a 410 on base percentage. He's got 9 home runs in 26 games, 19 RBIs, and 17 runs. His strikeouts is very low. He's only got 18 strikeouts. You look at some of the league leaders the last month, he's pretty high up there as far as or pretty low in strikeouts, I should say, with only having 18. So he's having a crazy good month right now. 77 overall, so we just would need 3 to get to gold. And right now his price is, I think, pretty fair for where he's at, of a maybe gold, maybe not. But yeah, you can get him for about 670. I'll create a buy order for about 580, somewhere around there. So you're looking at about a 500 stub profit just for hitting him hitting gold. I don't expect anything long term with him, but he's definitely worth keeping an eye out for on this roster update. Alright guys, the next player that we have targeted is Bryan Reynolds from the Pittsburgh Pirates. The reason that I like Bryan Reynolds for this roster update, I think his price is kind of cheaper than most guys around this area. That 78, all he needs is 2 overall. The age is decent, so it's nothing like crazy of worrying about the age. Right now he's 14th in the league in OPS. He's hitting 299 with a 394 on base percentage, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs, 41 runs, and 20 doubles. And the thing that stands out to me, you go and look at his last 30 days, and he moves up to 9th on OPS, and he's batting 311 with a 410 on base percentage. So his numbers are pretty consistent, but the last month you see that production go up just a little bit more. He's got 8 home runs, 19 RBIs, only 17 strikeouts, so very low strikeout rate. 14 walks, 14 runs, 28 hits. So his numbers aren't bad at all. For being on the Pirates, a very terrible team. I think his price, you look at it, 760, about 765. If you want to buy it, or to create a buy order, you're looking at about 680. So you can probably make a quick profit if you get him now compared to getting him on Wednesday or Thursday, when he's probably going to be close to the 1,000 stub range. So just a quick flip, honestly. I think his numbers stand out really well for 78 overall. Like I said, just needs the +2 to hit gold. He might not hit it this roster update, but if he keeps a consistency for another 2 weeks, I definitely think he's going to hit gold then. So if he doesn't hit gold in this roster update, I definitely think if he has another good 2 weeks, he'll definitely hit gold. So if he doesn't hit gold, I would just buy him after the roster update. Like I said, and that's given if he doesn't hit gold, his price will jump down quite a bit, and then you could probably reload on him and make another quick profit. But yeah, to me, he's just really cheap and a really easy way to make a quick profit. Alright, guys, and the last player I will talk about, or kind of last 3, is the Baltimore Orioles. There's 3 players I really like here, and as you can see by the prices, 2 out of the 3 players, the prices are pretty well. Trey Mancini is one player that I am loving right now for this roster update. The reason being is you look at Mountcastle, you look at Cedric Mullins. Both those guys are hitting the ball really good. But a lot of people, after I think it was the last roster update where he didn't get that buff, a lot of people were kind of off Trey Mancini. But to me, his numbers have been pretty impressive. So, get his numbers really quick for you guys. Trey Mancini this year, the reason I like him, he's got a 272 batting average with a 353 on base percentage, 14 home runs, and 52 RBIs. So if you definitely like Cedric Mullins and how well he's doing right now, you'll definitely like Mancini. 41 runs, 15 doubles, and 29 walks with 60 strikeouts. He's got an OPS of 843, so Mullins has him beat there in the OPS. But if you go and look at the last 30 days, Mancini's numbers are pretty consistent. His home runs are down a little bit compared to Mullins and Mountcastle. Mullins has got the 7 home runs, 13 RBIs. Mountcastle has gotten 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. They all 3 have 17 runs. Mountcastle's hitting 345, Mullins 364. Mullins has a 438 on base percentage. Mountcastle 374 and Mancini 358. Mancini and Mullins both need 2 to get to gold. I think both of them can definitely hit it. And then a more long term is Ryan Mountcastle. His numbers overall this season haven't looked too great. But the way that him and Mullins and Mancini are hitting right now, I wouldn't be surprised later in the season if we don't see Mountcastle at a gold. So those are my last 3 players that I'm going to talk about for silver players. We threw in a couple bronze plus picks there. But yeah, this will be it for this week's roster update, players to target. So hope you guys did enjoy, and let me know in the comments who you guys are targeting, and we will see you in the next video.